Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125. They've got the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. No Joe and Joe weather show tonight, by the way. We'll be back tomorrow night. We're tentatively scheduled to go at the usual time, which is 7:35 p.m. Eastern, but that could change. And if it does, I will certainly let everybody know. Okay, so here we go with what is, and I refer to it as gloom and doom because it's just so miserable. There really isn't a better way to describe it. We've got this onshore flow. If we look up in Canada, there's a strong high in southern Labrador, northern Quebec, and that's pushing down only so far into the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states. We've got the old frontal boundary, the actually we can't even really call it the remnant low of Ophelia anymore. It's just a regular old frontal low that is sitting offshore, and we just have to wait for this to get out of the way. And unfortunately, it's going to take a while. And as we just look at the latest satellite loop, uh, not much has changed since this morning. If you're in upstate New York, north of Albany, the northern half of Vermont, northern New Hampshire and Maine, there's drier air that's coming down from that high to the north, and you've got no worse than partly sunny skies, but it's a solid overcast from Ohio, actually even going back into western Indiana, eastward, right through eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, and it continues into southeastern New England. And you get down from North Carolina south, weather's nice again. So we're just kind of in this zone here, and we have to wait for that high to basically push down far enough south to get the clouds and also to get the rain out of the way. There hasn't been much in the way of rain today from New York City south and west. It's been more over the eastern half of Long Island, in Connecticut, up across Massachusetts. As there's actually a east-west band of heavier rain that runs from just north of Boston back over into western Massachusetts to just south of Albany. Gradually, this area is going to sink southward overnight and during the day tomorrow, and I think that offers optimism for the middle and latter part of this week rather, not next week. We don't want to have to wait that long. For some sunshine maybe to return on Wednesday. Marginal risk of severe weather today across much of South Texas and also in parts of central and south Florida. Otherwise, it's fairly quiet from the standpoint of severe weather. Now, the rainfall forecast for the next 7 days, what you see in southern New England, Long Island, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, a lot of that is from what's going on, eastern Pennsylvania, anyways, what's going on tonight and into tomorrow morning. The or once we get that out of the way, we might be dry for a bit. We do see 3/4 of an inch to some pockets of an inch and a half from eastern Kentucky and southwestern Ohio, northwest back towards Chicago and southern Wisconsin. Heavy rains across Florida for the next 7 days, several to, in some cases, many inches, thanks to that high to the north and the onshore flow. And that brings in tropical moisture over the state of Florida and also is favorable for rainfall and also some heavy rains up into the Pacific Northwest. So really, it's all about that high to the north, kind of pressing that frontal boundary south. Here we go into Tuesday afternoon, still some leftover rains. Then finally, it shoves southward Tuesday night. The high builds down the coast on Wednesday, so I think we will see that clearing line move south as well. Maybe get down as far south as, say, the Delmarva Peninsula. There might still be some cloud issues, say, in Virginia and North Carolina, because the frontal boundary will be further south then. And there's a little bit of precipitation back in the Ohio Valley, a lot more precipitation when we look down in Florida. But that high should hold, and I think Wednesday and probably Thursday should be okay. We're still going to have an onshore flow, so we really have to watch the position of that high going forward. Might hold on to keep us dry for Friday, but with lower pressures to the south at the end of the week, from off the Delmarva Peninsula to south off the Florida coast, it leads to a little bit of caution as to whether some moisture may try and come in from off the ocean. Maybe not rain so much, but it might be a situation where we get clouds that come in during the nighttime and early morning hours and then burn off into the afternoon. Models have seemingly backed away from the idea of some kind of coastal storm this weekend, although the GFS has something really small out there that it develops Saturday night and Sunday that rotates and moves actually southwestward. I'm not going to make a deal about this until we see where this all goes in the coming days. For now, I'm going to be guardedly optimistic that once we get through this gloom and doom period through Tuesday, that it should be okay much of the time from Wednesday right into the weekend. It may not be picture perfect, but these are the cards. This is the hand that we've been dealt, so we just have to play with the cards that we've got. Okay, again, Joe and Joe Weather Show. No show tonight. Tomorrow night, tentatively scheduled for 7:30. We may have to push it back to 8:30. If we do, I will certainly let you know about it. Have a great rest of your Monday.